Well, I'm talking with the Treasury Minister Alf Cannan. Fourth budget has been delivered by the time we broadcast this, of course. You're going to give me the headlines. Everything's fantastic. The allowances are up and we're all okay. I mean, it does say that in here, basically.
Well, I think we've termed this a budget of focus for an island focused on achieving sustainable finances, but also looking very much to the opportunities that are available to us in the future. There's clearly a number of fiscal challenges that remain, but the good news as far as Treasury is concerned and the island is concerned is that our fiscal plan is on track to deliver its aims and objectives, and that we hope by 2022-23 we will be putting some money back into reserves and will have overcome what was effectively a deficit that we're supporting from reserves from the public sector pensions.
So more people paying tax, you're saying here, and that sort of thing. You're putting up the allowances, which obviously...
Well, we're putting up personal allowances, first of all. I mean, one of the key objectives for this administration, for Treasury, has been to help people get out of effectively the recession that they were in as a result of the 2008 financial crisis. We absolutely appreciated right from the off in 2016 that people were struggling with the cost of living, that wage increases and wage inflation had not matched the consumer price index, the retail price index, and that we needed to make adjustments. We needed to get money back into people's pockets, particularly for low to middle income earners, so that, you know, and we started off with the first budget with a very substantial increase of the personal allowance, and we're continuing that theme with a small increase of £250, so going up to £14,250. But in total, those increases on the personal allowance alone come up to about 35% over the course of this administration, and that, together with other progress that we've been making in terms of getting money, we think, through to particularly our working families through increases in things like child benefit, also employed persons allowance for low paid people in work, so giving them that extra support. You know, we've kept the themes going in this budget, and they have all received increases.
National insurance, tell us about that one. Some people are gaining, some are losing.
Yeah, there is a bit of a loose towards the top end of that. So national insurance has been a subject of scrutiny of Tynwald over the last couple of years. Some members have felt quite strongly that the national insurance threshold should rise from the earnings threshold at the bottom end. We've done that, and we've also conscious of Mr. Johnson's announcement in terms of his campaign that he was going to raise the earnings threshold up to £9,500. We've been less optimistic and bullish in that respect, and a bit more prudent, I think, as you can see, because we have raised it slightly at the top, and that has caused us a ripple effect in terms of it will cost those earning £42,500 and over a little bit more money. But you know, we will be carrying out a review into national insurance into the future, you know, with an eye to making sure that the National Insurance Fund is working in the best interests of the island. It's coming up to £900 million. Will soon be projected to reach £1 billion. We want to make sure we're using that money effectively. I personally and others absolutely value the National Insurance Fund. It pays the state pensions. It's critical we treat it with great respect and great care. But we also need to have a look in terms of our overall national insurance contributions, whether they're first of all fair and appropriate, and secondly whether some national insurance funding, some more national insurance funding, can go towards our healthcare.
You mentioned Boris there. I mean, every year you do your budget, and then the UK usually follows, although this year might be an exception. Does that never really work the right way around? Because they can come out left field with something that could really hit your numbers.
Well, it doesn't always work that way. Previously, more recently, they were working to an autumn budget, and they've switched it again to a spring
they have one all the time,
budget.
Don't they?
But really, you know, a chancellor, and it does happen, can call a budget at any point. We have a much more fixed rota to our spending and to our budget presentation. Yes, there are some issues that come out of the UK budget that we need to be mindful of, particularly anything connected with any reciprocal agreement around benefits. But generally, you know, there's not an immediate reaction necessary from us unless in exceptional circumstances.
Well, yeah, they can tinkle with all sorts of things. I mean, there was that headline about that company recently, a Manx-based company that's now moving its base back to the UK, or into the UK the first time. Those sort of stories, they must worry you, don't they? Because suddenly, obviously, our advantages don't seem to be there for certain companies to be based here now?
I think the island's in a very, very strong place at the moment. We have very strong finances in terms of our, as I've said, delivering on our financial plan. We have secure finances. I think that we are in a good position to deal with some of the broader international challenges, and particularly I would cite Brexit. I think the island already has very strong international focus, so we're in a good position to deal with that. Our economy has got the challenge coming up of adapting and changing our focus when it comes to our climate adaptations. There will be opportunities there for a greener, cleaner island. We can help build also in terms of our healthcare transformation. We have opportunities there to create a better healthcare system. Actually, I think the island's in a very strong position, offers business and the economy generally a very secure, stable, low tax environment to do their business, and that is proving of immense value. And despite all the doom mongers, actually the facts and figures that are coming through to Treasury are that economic growth is increasing on this island. We've got more businesses registered to pay tax this year, 147 new businesses for tax. We've got 400 or so new residents on the island, of which 199 of those are under 65.
I see that figure,
so there's a huge amount of positive news coming through that's actually going to put us in a very good position going forward.
All those ones that come in, some have left, haven't they? At the end of the day, you haven't clocked those in those figures, have they? Is that
no,
overall
increase? That is the net.
Oh, okay.
That is the net. Those are the net figures. And each year for the past 3 years, we have delivered better than expected in terms of returns from our income tax, returns from our national insurance. They've been better than budget. They are again this year. And as you know, we are delivering a £9 million better surplus than we'd forecast. So we forecast £2 million. We're delivering nearly £11.8 million or so of surpluses. So I think we're in a very, very good position, and all the indicators coming to us are very positive.
We have much more to talk about in part 2.